Catholics around the world are tonight digesting what seems to be a new approach announced by Pope Francis at the Vatican today. The Pope has called for a church that is less strict and more compassionate towards what he called imperfect Catholics, such as those who divorced and remarried, saying no one can be condemned forever. Pope Francis has also said gays should be respected. And as KTN's Michelle Ngele reports, a section of Kenyan Catholic bishops have warned followers not to misinterpret the Pope's message. In the 256-page document titled Amoris Laetitia, Latin for the joy of love, Pope Francis calls for the Roman Catholic Church to welcome single parents, gay people and unmarried straight couples who are living together. While emphasizing that unjust discrimination against gays and lesbians is unacceptable, the Pope has also urged the Church to be more accepting of every person regardless of sexual orientation, writing that every sign of unjust discrimination is to be carefully avoided, particularly any form of aggression and violence.
Obviously, people want to know, is the Pope going to say yes to communion for divorced and remarried Catholics? Is the Pope going to open the doors to gay and lesbian families? And I think that that's the wrong way of looking at this issue. The main thing that the Pope wants is the Church to walk with humanity. And I think one of the things that we'll see in this document is a call for discernment in individual cases. Pope Francis has already indicated this path by changing the Church's laws on annulments, giving it more specifically to local bishops, the responsibility to find out, is this a true marriage, not a true marriage? Should these people be reinstituted into receiving communion?
Catholics who have divorced and remarried in civil ceremonies are considered to be still married to their first spouse and living in sin, and are therefore barred from receiving the Holy Communion. Alluding to the diversity and complexity of a global church, the Pope effectively pushes decision-making downward to bishops and priests, stating that a different country or region can seek solutions better suited to its culture.
At the end of the day, it's the Pope who decides. After all the talk and all the chat, he will decide, and I suspect that he will be very careful not to alienate people on the left, as it were, the progressives, or people who are more traditional in their Catholicism.
Kenyan Catholic bishops gave their take on the Pope's message.
The Pope is encouraging that sense of love for one another that overcomes even sin. The Pope is a Catholic, and I think he's born of a Catholic family. I don't think he will accommodate homosexual.
And as Pope Francis calls for a church that is less strict and more compassionate, the document is likely to stir debate and disagreement among many Catholics, especially in the interpretation of the Pope's language. Michelle Ngele, KTN News.